Look out, Pennywise! Heads up, Art, because there's a brand new clown in town and he's slashing his way through a cornfield to you. Sounds like a fun premise. Sounds like a fun premise. It's been a day, which means 18 more slasher films have been released. One went to theaters called Clown in the Cornfield, and I'm going to review it right now. Before I talk about this movie, if you find yourself being absolutely captivated by what I have to say, feel free to hit the subscribe and the notification bell so future versions of me show up in your feed. I would appreciate it. Now, the first part of this review is going to be spoiler-free. Later, I'll get into spoilers, but it's going to be down the road, and rest assured, I will let you know before I get there. So let's just get a top-down idea of what we have to work with. This is an R-rated film. According to IMDb, it's an hour and 36 minutes long. We'll just say an hour and a half. It's a 90-minute film. And it's directed by Eli Craig, a name I haven't heard in quite some time. The last film I saw by him was Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. If you haven't seen that movie and you're into the slasher genre, highly recommend. It's very clever, it's witty, it takes the genre and kind of flips it a little bit. The dumb country bumpkins are actually the victims in this film. Very fun ideas. None of that can really be applied to his new movie, Clown in the Cornfield, unfortunately. And as this movie was winding down, I found myself feeling like a clown in a movie theater because nothing about this movie added up. It has a ridiculous premise that gets all the more insane the further it goes along. And if you enjoy it, that's perfectly understandable because there are a lot of people that don't really care about the plots. They're just here for some gore and some good old-fashioned crazy shit taking place. And good news for you, if you fall into that camp, it has that. This is not a bad-looking movie. It runs very well. That 90 minutes is not wasted. It has some good gore. There are one or two creative kills and a lot of familiar stuff. And that's kind of where I stop with the compliments. Katie Douglas plays the final girl in this film. Her name is Quinn. I hate her. She's unlikable. She's a brat. She lost her mom a while back, and her and her dad packed up and they moved to bumfuck America in some small woods country with a lot of weirdos. Her dad's a doctor. He kind of lost it at the hospital he was working at before, so now they're setting up shop, starting anew. He's got a little practice he's running. They live in a pretty smelly, gross house. That plot point's gonna go nowhere. I guess it's to kind of just set the stage for a lot of stuff that's going to be brought up, seem like it'll be important, and then be completely forgotten about later. For instance, the fact that she has a dead mom really does nothing for the story because Quinn is not a sympathetic character in the slightest. In fact, the only real characteristic she has for most of the movie is she really needs Wi-Fi to be on her phone 24/7. It's of paramount importance to her. She will meet up with a bunch of garbage kids in the town. They're going to terrorize the teacher and just be all around kind of trash people. I don't care about any of this, Adam. Shut up. How about the clown? I'm here for the clown in the cornfield. Bad news for you, friend. The clown in a cornfield is not going to be replacing or even matching Pennywise or Art the Clown in any capacity whatsoever. There's nothing memorable about this thing. He's just got floppy feet and a squeezy red nose, and apparently likes to leave a keepsake of a wind-up box before killing its victims. As far as the scares go, there are zero to be found. This is not a scary movie. It's not one of those cheap jump scare things either. It really just has nothing that I'm like, oh my God, what's gonna happen now? No, this is kind of a silly, somewhat tongue-in-cheek at times film that never really lands on anything properly. The gore isn't extreme enough to be impressive at all. The kills aren't creative enough to be memorable at all. The closest thing I could reference this to would be Thanksgiving from Eli Roth. Now, I happen to really enjoy Thanksgiving. That was a lot of fun, and I thought it did carry through with the themes throughout the movie, and it did at least make sense when the reveals came out. Clown in the Cornfield ratchets up by the final act to such a stupid, uninteresting degree that I just found myself going, all right, are we almost done here? When is this over? Which I guess will lead me already into the spoiler territory because there's just really not much else for me to say. If you love slashers and plot means nothing to you, yeah, you're gonna get entertained for 90 minutes. That's no problem. All right, let's get to some spoilers. You have been warned. This is not a recommendation for me. However, if you fall into the camp, like I mentioned, sure, go on, have some dumb fun with it. You might find yourself enjoying it. Plenty of people are. All right, so Quinn and her father set up shop in this new town. She immediately finds some trash friends to hang out with. She falls for one of the guys who seems to be into her as well, only we'll find out later that, he's actually gay, and he likes the hunter kid who's been, his name's not Hunter, he's an actual hunter. He goes around at night and shoots deers and shit. That's his thing. They have a history. And thankfully, we'll end up together once this movie winds down. But much like Thanksgiving, Clown in a Cornfield is setting up a mystery killer. Who is the evil underneath this mask that's going around killing unsuspecting kids randomly throughout time? Because yes, this has been going on for a very long time. The 60s, the 70s, the 80s. Every so often, a purge takes place, and a bunch of teenagers are taken out. I know this because the villain monologues it at the end of the movie, while Quinn, one of the only survivors in the teenage group, is held captive. Why did they keep her alive and no one else? Unclear. What makes her special? Absolutely nothing. In fact, out of all the teenagers, she should be there the least because she just moved into the town. They barely know who this person is. So anyway, the town they're in really lived and breathed by the factory that used to be there called Bay Pen. And their mascot was a clown, not even a creepy one, just a lame clown. Well, a few months back, the factory burned down and they pinned it on the teenagers. Officially, it was some faulty wiring, but they happened to be filming their own killer clown movie in there. So it was just bad timing for them. And also, they do kind of just suck in general. Anyway, the mayor of the town, in his infinite wisdom, decided that today's the day that we're going to go kill these teenagers. And so I guess he got on the group chat with the other clown killers and was like, hey, time to get back to work. Because it's not just one killer in this movie. No, it's like 30. There are a lot of crazed clowns. They're just regular folks, part of this cult, I suppose. And they decide when it's time to enact a plot to take out some of the bad seeds that have started to pollute the old-fashioned ways of the town. It's an insane premise, and it gets more crazy when they start killing people. So by the way, no one has parents. None of these teenagers have parents, except for the main girl. She has a dad who's a doctor. Everyone else just apparently lives in these houses alone because the first friend that dies is in the middle of the night. They don't find out he's killed for days. It's not on the news. The parents don't find the body. The next kid that dies is working out and the clown goes above him, puts a little saw blade underneath the bench press and goes onto his face. I enjoyed that kill. It was fun. No parents around. They never find the body. It's never reported on. Where are these people? It's just a smallish gripe. It really doesn't matter because then we're going to go to a party and that's when a whole bunch of these clowns are going to come out and they have targeted this friend group. And after killing most of them off, like I said, they take Quinn to this factory that's burned down and the cops there, who's played by Will Sasso. I really enjoy Will Sasso. He's always fun. He's part of it. The mayor's part of it. The diner waitress is part of it. Just basically every random person that was in the movie at some point is one of these insane clown posse killers. Quinn's boyfriend, Cole, is also there. He's the son of the mayor, and also the mayor hates him because Cole lost a sister back in the Diz, which is, of course, slang for back in the day, and the mayor blames him for the loss of that daughter. We don't get a scene involving them. This is just mentioned one time that Cole lost a sister. Really has no reason to be in the story at all because the mayor already hates his son, regardless of the sister. That was just like another cherry on top of this ass sundae. And so he's going to hang his son in front of Quinn. Why? Why the pageantry? Why is this happening? Again, just kill them. Luckily, Quinn's father, Dr. Glenn, saves the day by blowing his car through the side of the factory and taking out 2 or 3 of them. It's a good thing he knew what was on the other side of the wall outside because he has Superman X-ray vision. What the fuck? He just took a chance and blew through a random wall at the factory? Come on! Anyway, he was previously out looking for his daughter because naturally she's been sneaking out of the house at night at a place they just moved to after losing their mother and wife. Makes sense. She's a great girl. So he's outside looking for her in the middle of the night and sees that his new little clinic has been broken into. And so he goes inside to investigate, only to find out a couple of clowns are in there. One that had his arm shot off by the hunter kid, and the other one who, I guess, was waiting for the doctor to show up in the middle of the night. Why didn't they go to his house and grab him? What was this? What was this scene even? But he overheard what was happening on the walkie, was able to kill the clown there, and then he hightailed it across the cornfield, over the river, into the woods he goes to find his daughter. And not a moment too soon, because shit was about to go down. The kid's hanging up there, the daughter's in dire straits, and the dad's able to take out a couple of those clowns just in time to see the final bad guy, which is the mayor. And by the way, all the clowns have clown masks on, except for the main guy, the mayor, who is wearing Joker face. He's straight up the Joker in this. And this whole scene ends in the most ridiculous way possible. The kid's hanging, the dad's hurt on the ground, and Joker gets in the vehicle and backs out and just takes off. Gets away scot-free. I'll see you in the next movie. They never mention him after this. So the two gay guys live, Quinn lives, and her father happily ever after. We jump forward in time. Quinn has now graduated high school and she's off. And she's leaving the country, gonna go somewhere more promising. Really anywhere would be more promising. Her dad says bye. They give her a baton for a weapon gift. And again, we never hear about the mayor. What is going on? I also want to point out there's these jack-in-the-box wind-up things. I mentioned it earlier. They get left in different locations. There's one point where they go into a home. There's a clown downstairs. They go up the stairs, and there's one of those jack-in-the-box things on a stack of papers or some shit. It starts playing on its own. This is not a supernatural movie in any sense of the word. How did that start playing? I want to know, movie. I want to know how that jack-in-the-box started fucking working on its own. It made no sense. But that scene was funny because there's a dial-up phone, one of those rotary phones where you have to go 1, 3. They're just kind of pushing in. And I was like, that's funny. That is something they would do. I want to point one other thing out. During the escape, I almost forgot. When they get in the car, the daughter's just learning how to use a clutch. She doesn't really know. The dad's like, put it into 1 and then ease up. While they're doing this, one more bad guy clown is standing in front of them. He only looks to be about 20 feet out in front. Anyway, the dad goes, step on it, honey. She punches it, which means this piece of shit car is going from 0 to maybe 20 miles an hour. But when they hit this dude, he is absolutely eviscerated. There is nothing left of his body but whoosh, blood on the windshield. And then it was odd because up until that point, there was some lavish kills, but they were not that extreme. They were not Terrifier levels of gross. In fact, nothing was gross at all. That wasn't either. That was just kind of dumb and silly and made no sense. So again, it just was a little all over the place in terms of the tone. And yes, I know I'm all over the place in terms of this review, but I treat these as more of just a conversational piece after seeing the movie. I give you a review and then I do like this vomit recap, trying to kind of relive the magic that was the film. And hopefully I was able to paint you a bit of a picture. Let me know though if you saw a clown in a cornfield, which really should be clowns in a cornfield. It's a whole bunch of them. Please leave a comment, like the video if you did, and again, think of subscribing and hitting that notification bell. I post tons of reviews every week. Would love to have you stick around. And if you loved what I'm doing, maybe head on over to patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies or become a YouTube member right here. I would appreciate it. All right, hopefully I see you next time. Take care. Thanks again for watching the video. If you wouldn't mind, I would appreciate it if you checked out patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies. That's where fans of my channel go to help support it. There are different tiers with different offerings, exclusives every month. We got multiple movie reviews. There's a vlog monthly. And even if you don't want to plop down $1 a month, you can just sign up for Patreon for free and become a member at no charge. Appreciate your time. Thanks.